Stadium on the campus of the University of North Florida. Along with former national championship winning coach Becky Burley, I'm Cole Pepper. And Becky, this is the second chapter of this budding Florida rivalry, and it should be a good one.
Hey, if it's as exciting as the first one, we're in for a really good night.
The first one came in week 2.
Oh no, Mississippi just scored.
It's a gorgeous October evening on the First Coast for a Florida battle between Sporting JAX and the Tampa Bay Sun.
Jordan Listro was with Orlando for a little bit. Is it Bassett or Bassett?
Bassett.
Bassett? That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, did I get that wrong?
Why are we announcing their home states?
I was thinking weird too. That was a good one.
I can't.
All right, Mississippi State didn't score.
It's a gorgeous October evening on the First Coast for a Florida battle between Sporting JAX and the Tampa Bay Sun. Second meeting between these two Florida rivals, and the first one here at Hodges Stadium on the campus of the University of North Florida. Along with former national championship winning coach Becky Burley, I'm Cole Pepper. And Becky, this is the second chapter of this budding Florida rivalry, and it should be a good one.
Hey, if it's as exciting as the first one, we're in for a really good night.
The first one came in week 2 as Sporting JAX went to Tampa, came away with a victory, a hard-fought victory 3-2. Since then, Sporting JAX has found a pretty good rhythm. In fact, over the course of the last 4 matches, 2 wins and 2 draws, 3 of those matches in a row away, where Sporting JAX has had great success. This team is really starting to show something in their first year.
Absolutely, and the defensive effort they had in the last one was really impressive to go with the offensive effort they've had all along.
Well, we're going to take a look at a couple of players that we will be focusing on today. These impact players brought to you by Adidas, and Ashlyn Puerta certainly is a major impact player. 6 goals to lead the league. She's taken 17 shots to lead the league, and she is a offensive creator for this Sporting JAX side.
100%. And at that age, for her to be doing what she's doing in this league is quite impressive.
Just 18 years of age. The rookie Meg Hughes has also been one of the outstanding players, tied for the league lead in assists. As for the Tampa Bay Sun, the story has been a bit different. The defending champions have yet to find a win this year, but they are getting closer, back-to-back-to-back draws in the Gainbridge Super League.
And this is a team that's, looking really good. I think they're hunting for that first win because their performances are dictating it.
They were right down to the final 10 minutes against Brooklyn before conceding, and a team that is looking to get rolling. Remember, last year they got off to a bit of a slow start, then got it rolling and wound up winning the championship. Player to watch for Tampa Bay Sun, no doubt, is Sydney DeCello. She is a handful, as Sporting JAX head coach Stacey Balaam says.
Absolutely. One of the best players in the league at creating offensively. A lot of things run through her.
She leads the team in assists, shots on target, and chances created, as you see there. Kickoff from Hodges Stadium is straight ahead in this Florida Derby. Sporting JAX in Tampa Bay coming up.
For more than 150 years, Ascension St. Vincent's has delivered award-winning compassionate care across Northeast Florida, with 4 hospitals, primary care offices, urgent care centers, and freestanding emergency departments throughout the region. From everyday wellness to advanced specialty care, including heart, cancer, orthopedics, brain and spine surgery, and women's health, we're here for you when you need us most. Get the care you count on, close to home. Learn more at ascension.org/St. Vincent's.
At Honda of the Avenues, we do things a little differently. While we may be a high-volume Honda dealership, we always put our customers first, making the car buying experience what it should be: fun, fast, and easy. You'll always find great deals on our huge selection of new Hondas. Plus, when you buy your new Honda from Honda of the Avenues, you get an additional 1-year maintenance. Come see just how different car buying can be at Honda of the Avenues. Stop by or shop from home at HondaoftheAvenues.com.
Caitlin Clark, amazing at assists. Gainbridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, great at assists. Gainbridge, great at assists for your savings.
For Gainbridge Super League Soccer is presented by Ascension St. Vincent, Adidas, Honda of the Avenues, Echo East Coast Transportation, Sunbelt Rentals, and Gatorade. Let's get the starting 11 for each side here as Sporting JAX and Tampa Bay Sun get set to kick off. For Sporting JAX, the starting 11 presented by Echo East Coast Transportation, bringing the teams to compete. And a name that we haven't seen in the starting 11 too often, Becky Burley, is Daviana Vaca, who will be on the left wing tonight.
Well, she does a great job defensively, and I think she's athletic enough to help contain Vasello, which is going to be an issue for Sporting JAX.
Sporting JAX in a typical 3-5-2 formation. Tampa's making a change in their formation to a 3-4-3 and a new name in the starting 11. Jordan Zaid replaces Tosh Flint, who is out with an illness.
And Jordan Zaid, you know, she's somebody that's come off the bench and done very effective things. She's a great 1v1 player, lots of pace, so it's going to be somebody that we're going to have to keep an eye on.
And a couple of academy players on the bench for head coach Denise Schulte-Brown. Both McKenna Bastilla and Sienna Bryan are academy players who are available. And there is the first coach to win the Gainbridge Super League. She greeted Stacey Balaam on the side there. These two teams will be meeting for the second time, as we mentioned. Stacey Balaam's side looking for their first home win in league play, while Tampa Bay Sun looking for their first victory of the season overall. Keys of the game here for Sporting JAX, brought to you by Honda the Avenues. Becky, Sporting JAX wants to give the home fans something to cheer for.
Absolutely. They've been so close at home, and it would be really nice to get that first home win. And, of course, Tampa looking for the breakthrough win for them because they've had a really good run of play but haven't gotten quite the results that they'd like.
And for Tampa Bay Sun, they have been so very close. As we mentioned, a draw their last time out against Brooklyn FC. 3 consecutive draws for Tampa Bay. They have 3 losses and 4 defeats on the season. And we'll see if they can break through away here and gain a measure of revenge. Sporting JAX got a measure of revenge against DC last time out, a Tuesday night matchup. DC had beaten Sporting JAX here at home to open the season on August the 23rd. Sporting JAX won it 1-0 last time out. Sporting JAX to kick off, and Caitlin Parks, the goalkeeper, is in the center circle, and we've seen this a couple of times from Sporting JAX and from some other big clubs, as Parks will send it down, and Sporting JAX will try to pin Tampa Bay deep in their own end to start things here in the opening stages of this matchup at Hodges Stadium at UNF. You see the Sporting JAX wearing the pink socks for breast cancer awareness on a night that is being called Soccer for All here for Sporting JAX. We'll see how Daviana Vaca handles her second start for Sporting JAX on the left wing. Meg Hughes, the usual starter there, is available. She was out of town for her sister's wedding and then came back in, so managing some of the travel weariness perhaps. Here is Puerta defending. It'll be a throw for Tampa Bay. There is Jordan Zaid, and we'll see if we see the flip throw from her. She has certainly created some highlights with this throw-in style she has.
These flip throws aren't easy to defend either. This is a set piece that Sporting JAX needs to be aware of for sure.
No flip throw this time. Comes in and Vaca well positions to defend. And now Puerta will kick it forward to Jade Pennick, who scored the lone goal in DC on Tuesday night for Sporting JAX. Second time she has scored against DC Power. Here's Caitlin Parks now. Very good with her feet, and this time just sends one out into the Tampa Bay bench. Mackenzie Pluck on the right side gives it away for Vaca. Now Sporting JAX will look to build out of the back. Here's Grace Philpotts.
Pace of this game to start is pretty quick, and you know both of these teams are trying to press one another and counter press when they lose it, so it's going to be a high-paced game.
Tactically speaking, we saw a different approach from Sporting JAX in the game against DC. He set up in more of a mid-block than a high press, and it paid off for them in the 1-0 victory. But Stacey Balaam says she wants to strike a balance between playing defensively, playing solid at the back, and going forward, allowing the team to express themselves. She said, though, we can't just score 4 goals every match if we need to win. She wants to be able to be a little more comfortable with things.
I think one of the things that game showed them, though, was their ability to be a little bit more combative, and that's something that Stacey's really been emphasizing with the team. And I hope we can see a little bit of that tonight, because it's probably going to be a game that's going to require that.
This one sent ahead. Paige Kenton on the run. Kenton had the assist against DC, and this one is out for a corner. Kenton's speed has certainly shown up so far this year.
Her pace is definitely something for other teams to be aware of, and I think she's such a great complementary player up front with Jade, and those two together have really starting to create a little bit of chemistry.
Grace Philpotts to take the corner. A left footer has Ashlyn Puerta close by. She'll send it in. Headed away by the Tampa Bay defense. Well defended by the Sun this time. Now a counter opportunity for Tampa Bay. Lester back defending in front of Ava Tankersley. Julia Lester has been such a key defender this year for Sporting JAX. Just so solid, and she's also played a little bit on the wing, but when she's played on the back line, it seems like she's always in the right spot, making the right decisions.
You know, her composure in the back has really developed over the course of her career. I think she's somebody you can really just rely on as a solid defender 1v1. Very, very tough to beat.
Jilly Shimkin along the touchline, and it will be a throw for Sporting JAX. Sporting JAX has been very good at getting on top first. They've scored the first goal in every match this year, save one. That was a 1-0 loss to Dallas Trinity here on this field. That was the last time Sporting JAX lost a game. It's been 42 days, 6 full weeks since Sporting JAX lost. Vaca defending on Zaid, and a corner coming for Tampa Bay.
It's one of the beauties of having Vaca in that position is she is such a great defensive presence, and her ability to defend 1v1 is very similar to Lester's. Hard to beat her athletically.
Whenever you're ready. Just watch the goalkeeper.
They go short with it. Nacello working. Check there by Lester. Now it's McNeil with Philpotts in front of her. And another corner coming for Tampa Bay. A lot of 1v1 action here on the short side.
Nacello is such a crafty player. Like when she's facing up and going 1v1, that's a battle to watch, because more often than not she gets in there.
McNeil headed out of there for the moment by Sporting JAX, and then chipped high and wide. Sporting JAX survives a couple of corners from Tampa Bay.
Some creativity there in their corners, and you know, fortunate for Sporting JAX that ball that was served in was in a really good position. But to Sporting JAX's credit, you know, dealing with them from a creative side with that, they've done a really good job so far.
Kaylin Parks to send it ahead. Second ball won by Vaca. The back heel attempted by Puerta. Jacksonville retains possession. Grace Philpott sends it back to Georgia Brown, who just got news that she's being called up by the Scottish national team. She'll depart tomorrow morning. And if all goes well in terms of international travel, she won't miss a match for Sporting JAX. Sporting JAX next matchup will be Halloween night in Lexington.
What a great call up too. I mean, how exciting for Georgia and Sporting JAX for her to be able to take advantage of that type of opportunity.
One of a couple of players on the Sporting JAX roster that are getting international duty. Ashlyn Puerta called up to the US U20 camp. She'll also be departing tomorrow. Here's Sophie Jones. wide for Grace Philpotts. Chipped ahead. Puerta tried to get to it and could not. Goal kick coming for Tampa. This one sent ahead. And now kicked over the top. Philpotts is there to send it back. Here's Jade Pennick coming deep. Now Puerta given some room. Ashlyn Puerta, the leading goal scorer in the league. Puerta trying to find some space. Well defended there by Tampa Bay. We have seen teams take a little more interest in defending against Puerta, particularly after her 2 goals against Tampa Bay Sun in week 2 and then the hat trick against Carolina.
Yeah, she is definitely a marked woman at this point, and well deserved. But at this point, that's a great breakaway that they just had there, and hopefully they can do a little bit more with that if they get more opportunities.
Pennick coming back, defending. There's a little combativeness.
There you go. Pennick has also been charged by Stacey Ballum with playing a little bit more back to goal, and she's done a really good job.
Another look at Pennick defending there.
And when your striker is in that position to come back and like she takes her body and just throws it in front of that, that's an impressive defensive display.
McNeil again on a charge and wins another corner for Tampa Bay.
Well, they've gone short the first couple times here. It'll be interesting to see if they continue that trend.
It's Sabrina McNeil to take the left-footed corner. In-swinger. Headed away by Vaca. Kept in, at least for the moment. Bowman gets ahead to it for Sporting JAX. And now here's Philpotts racing forward. She's got Pennick out ahead. Swinging it wide now for Caroline Murray. Murray, the veteran. Pull it back. Sporting JAX will try to set things up. Bowman. Now wide for Vaca. The former BYU Cougar and Florida Gator. Kenton was making a near post run for the header. And it was handled by Sydney Schneider, the Tampa Bay keeper.
Actually an impressive cross cutout for Schneider, because that's not easy when you've got a player flashing in front of you like that.
Now here's Lester cutting it off. Philpotts, Vaca, Pennick. A lot of passes for Sporting JAX, which has been their standard operating procedure this season. Ball ahead. Tried to get it free for Carly Jamona, but could not catch up to it. Throw comes into Vaca. Couldn't handle it. It will be a throw now for Tampa Bay from just about the same spot. See if Zaid will do the flip. Nope. Goes short with it. This one handled by Caitlin Parks, who will try to release Caroline Murray out on the right wing. Murray to Paige Kenton. Bowman was trying to make an overlapping run, and then Murray went wide, so Bowman backed up. Now to Kenton.
Well defended there. Jordan Listro was in the area. We haven't had a full-on chance yet for either side through the first 13 minutes.
No, a lot of play on the sideline so far, and give credit to both teams for being able to press that.
Here's Jamona in the middle of the park, sending it out wide. Now forward for Zaid. Pennick again coming back defending.
She's putting some work in defensively, Pennick.
Now forward, who's usually looking to score goals, as she has a couple of times, but doing the dirty work here today.
Well, interestingly, Coach Ballum said to us, hey, we have 11 defenders on the field all the time. So I think they've impressed that pretty hard upon this Sporting JAX team.
Here's Lester. Long ball forward, try to get it to Kenton. Boy, Snyder let it get deep toward the goal line. Cut off by Philpotts. Stacey Balaam said that Grace Philpotts doesn't know how good she is, but everybody around her knows how good she is.
She has just been somebody that has been a little bit of an unsung hero on this team this year. Her consistency has been super impressive. What a great ball that is. Oh.
Lester sending it ahead. Murray couldn't catch up with it. A throw for Tampa Bay Sun.
I think Sporting JAX is going to want to press down here and see if they can find a way to win it back this deep.
Select, the official match ball supplier of the Gainbridge Super League and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Caroline Murray with the throw into Sophia Bowman. Out wide for Paige Kenton. Now here's Puerta in the middle of the area. Sophie Jones tried to slide it through to Pennick. And now a foul called on Sporting JAX.
Bit of a favorable rebound for Puerta there. Thought she might be able to do something with that, but Tampa Bay recovered quickly.
Jamie Padilla, the referee, signaling for a restart of action here. Off the head of Caroline Murray. Tampa Bay looking for a quick throw. Over the top, Lester racing back to defend with Georgia Brown. It'll be a goal kick for Jacksonville.
Well done by both of them to shepherd that ball out of bounds.
And Georgia Brown will take the goal kick. Conversation going on along the near side with Carly Jamona, who's trying to come back in, asking to be released by the fourth official, and here she comes. She was just out momentarily. Now Sporting JAX with it. Kenton to Puerta. Now Kenton again. A diagonal ball looking for Vaca. Goal kick coming for Tampa. You see the idea from Paige Kenton trying to change points of attack.
Absolutely. And for them to be able to switch the ball, Puerta started that. She's just got such great instincts on feeling the pressure.
Headed in the air by Georgia Brown. That was a common refrain against DC, where she was very active on balls in the air. They try to chip the keeper. Parks is back, and she can't handle it. Over her head, and Tampa Bay has scored. Sydney DeCello chips the keeper,
And Tampa Bay Sun take a 1-0 lead here in the 18th minute.
Honestly, a really good read by Nasello to see that. Parks was out, but just to be connected to her back line, and Nasello read it very, very well and was able to execute.
That one went right over the head of Parks. No chance for her to get back to that one. Second goal of the season for Nasello. She scored against Brooklyn, and now she scored here against Jacksonville. So we'll see how Sporting JAX responds. They have not often found themselves trailing early in games.
This will be a good test for this young team. Resilience is an important part of their growth, and I guess we're going to get a chance to see that on full display.
Nasello was a goal scorer at USF for Denise Schulte Brown. Scored 24 goals in 74 appearances for the Bulls. Then went and played professionally in Turkey before being reunited with her college coach in Tampa once again.
I mean, to be fair, that's a really high IQ goal for her to have that kind of awareness.
All over the top. It'll be a throw for Jacksonville. You'll recall that in the game in Brooklyn with Sporting JAX, Caitlin Parks had kicked the ball out, and a quick throw by Brooklyn got it back in, and she was chipped in that situation as well, so I'm sure she's having flashbacks to that moment.
I think the difference with that in this one was that was a ball where she chased it really wide, whereas this one was a bit more central. And I would think that Stacey Balaam is going to want her keeper to stay tied into her back line. And I don't know. This is a different situation, but for sure it's got to be running through your mind if you're Caitlin Parks.
Sporting JAX with the throw. There's Puerta. Tried to slide it through for Pennick. Well defended by Tampa Bay. And a throw coming for Sporting JAX from near the halfway line.
Just don't pass me. Don't pass me. We got a shin guard on the field. We got a shin guard on the field.
Jade Pennick asking for a foul, and she won the appeal, it appears. Jamie Padilla, the referee, initially signaled that it was Tampa Bay free kick. Instead, it'll be Sporting JAX. Puerta. Vaca sliding one through. Puerta trying to catch up to it. Cut off for the moment. Puerta wins it back. Sophie Jones. Now back to the center back, Georgia Brown. Philpotts. Chested down by Pennick. Now Sophie Bowman. Sophia Bowman sends it out wide. Caroline Murray. Long run of possession here for Sporting JAX. Murray tries to stay with it. Stays in. Right along the line. Finally cleared out. A throw coming for Jacksonville.
I think one thing we're seeing with Pennick is her ability to hold up the ball with her back to goal, and I know that's something that Stacey Balaam wanted her to work on. Seems like that work is paying off.
Vaca ahead to Kenton, but it goes out. It'll be a throw for Tampa Bay. Sydney Nasello with the 18th minute goal to give Tampa Bay Sun the 1-0 lead here in the first half. Another throw coming for Tampa Bay from just in front of Sporting JAX head coach Stacey Balaam.
Sporting JAX playing with 10 right now while Vaca's got her shin guard getting dealt with on the sidelines.
There's Nasello again. Plays it into the middle, and here comes Caitlin Parks off her line to cover this one up. Let's go down to the sideline, bring in the third member of our team, Emerson Burris. Thank you, Emerson. This one played out wide for Zaid. Now down the line.
Or something, I can hear like the scrubbing.
Zaid again, going near post. And another Tampa Bay corner coming. I think you would say through the first 24 minutes, Tampa Bay's had the best of it.
I would agree. I mean, they've really pressed on this right side here and gotten several corners because of it. And even their goal-scoring opportunities have come down this side.
Phil Potts cutting off Zaid, and another corner coming for Tampa. This one sent over the top and onto the roof.
Not sure if she's looking for the Olympico there or that just was a byproduct potential, but certainly they've been very creative with their use of their corners.
Kenton tracking back for it. Now here's Lester. Pulling it all the way back to Caitlin Parks. Pennick. Vaca. Bowman. Now, what do you make of Tampa Bay's defensive tactic here in the first part of the first half?
You know, to be fair, they're doing a good job of keeping the Sporting Jacks forwards back to goal. It's not like there's been many turn and shoot opportunities for them. So it's a little bit of a bend and no break. I think Listro, Tampa Bay's holding mid, does a really good job of breaking up play and directing things around her defensively as well.
Here's Listro marking up Puerta. Little chip ahead. Kenton encountered some contact. Couldn't get to the ball before it was out. And another goal kick coming for Tampa Bay. The Gainbridge Super League season is in full swing. Visit GainbridgeSuperLeague.com for all the latest information, analysis, and insight into all things Gainbridge Super League. As Phil Potts defending. Sophie Jones, the captain, able to get it back to Georgia Brown.
Sophie Jones does just such a good job of cleaning things up, keeping it simple, getting back in rhythm is exactly what Sporting Jacks needs.
Another one sprayed ahead. Here's Kenton. Swinging it in and right out in front. Pennick tried to get to it, but Sydney Schneider able to sky above her and collect it for Tampa Bay. Maybe the best chance of the game so far for Sporting Jacks.
What a terrific ball that was. As assistant coach Alan Kirkup might say, it was in the corridor of indecision. And really difficult one for the keeper, and Schneider handled that extremely well.
A couple of number 19s going at it, Jamona and Puerta. And Carla Jamona wins that battle. And here comes Tampa Bay. Nacello rolled it along the ground, easily handled by Caitlin Parks. Nacello motioning like there was a little contact there. No whistle. Been a fairly clean game so far from that standpoint.
Absolutely. One thing Sporting JAX doesn't want to see is Nasello running at them, particularly with options on either side of her. I thought Sporting JAX did a great job there of stymieing that attack, but that's definitely something they're going to have to pay attention to.
And one thing that Stacey Balaam said of Nasello was, you can't just dive in and try for a tackle. You have to be patient. You have to wait when you're defending her. She is so clever with it. This one off the toe and taken by Sporting JAX. Puerta, little one touch, nicely done to Bowman. Bowman a little heavy on that first touch. Now here comes Carly Gimona. Played ahead for Zaid and easily handled there by the Jacksonville keeper. With a 1-goal lead, Tampa looks comfortable in playing that sort of mid-block and looking for a counter here as we near the half-hour mark.
Well, and certainly with Zaid up top in replacement of Flint, they've got a little pace. They can play that way. She's been dangerous in the role that she's played so far. It's really going to be up to Sporting JAX to break this mid-block down.
Two different styles for sure, with Zaid in for Tosh Flint. Flint, big and strong, physical player. Certainly showed she could score goals last season for this side. But Zaid's got that pace.
Absolutely.
This one, no danger at all, as Parks came back for it. Tankersley is going to come try to apply some pressure. Lester will just turn on the Jets. Played wide for Caroline Murray. She's got Kenton to her right. Paige Kenton on the run. An assist and 2 goals in the last 3 road games for Sporting JAX. Murray. And nobody making the run. Easily handled by Schneider without much pressure. A half hour in Tampa Bay with a 1-0 lead behind the Sydney Nasello goal in the 18th minute.
Kenton has been effective out wide, but really need her in the box, and hopefully Caroline Murray can get some of those crosses in with Kenton in the box.
Tampa Bay calling for a handball. No whistle came. Now here's Vaca. Back to Grace Philpotts. A little miss hit there, and it will be a throw for Jacksonville as it caromed off the Tampa Bay foot. It'll be interesting when you start looking ahead to substitution possibilities. We mentioned at the top of the show that Meg Hughes is on the bench and available. She's done a lot of travel, though, so they were trying to contain her minutes a bit. But she brings tremendous pace when she comes on.
Yeah, it would not surprise me if Sporting JAX is still chasing this game, if that's not a change that's made. Certainly she has a bit more of an offensive attack than Vaca.
Here's Puerta sending one in. Looking for Georgia Brown on that far side. Now Murray wins a corner for Sporting JAX. When we mentioned Georgia Brown, at 6'2", one of the bigger players in the league and the biggest player on the pitch right now. She has not scored a goal. She was a prolific goal scorer in the W League and once scored 4 goals in a game for Denise Schulte-Brown's team at USF. She is very dangerous on corner kicks, on balls in the air, as you can imagine, at 6'2".
Certainly she'll be a target. Now it's just about getting a great delivery.
It's Grace Philpotts. Brown almost got a foot to it. Pennick kicked one. Kenton able to get there in front of McNeil, and it'll be a kick for Tampa Bay. Another decent opportunity there, but nothing came of it for Sporting JAX.
Yeah, I think this game is far from over. I think this this mid block of Tampa Bay is gotten broken down a little bit, but ultimately you've got to get a little production out of that, not just get into the final third, but actually get good chances.
Puerta chasing after the second ball here. Tampa Bay able to come away with it. Now played out wide for Julia Lester. She's got Caroline Murray in front. And to go for Kenton making a run, but was walled off well by Brooke Hendricks.
Part of that isolation was created by Murray pulling out wide. And I think that this direct route might be something that can get exposed with Tampa Bay only having 3 in the back.
Sporting JAX should be used to playing against 3 at the back in training every day.
Absolutely.
That has been their usual formation, although we've seen them drop a 4th into the back for defensive purposes later in the game, but should not be anything unusual for this Jacksonville side. Phil Potts for the throw. Over the head of Pennick. And back to Vivian Bissett. Georgia Brown will send it back to Caitlin Parks, who comes out of the area to play it. Here's Kenton. Tried to get it to Puerta in between 3 yellow jerseys. Georgia back to chase after it, and it's scooped up by Caitlin Parks.
No, we haven't really called Tankersley's number much for Tampa Bay, but she's also a threat up top, and she's been sort of lurking at the fringes here, and somebody that everyone needs to pay attention to.
Big goal scorer in college at Arkansas. Has 1 goal this season. There's a Tampa Bay player down, but for the moment they're going to let him play on. Caroline Murray. Kenton and Pennick in the box for Sporting JAX. Played back for Sophia Bowman. For the moment, Sporting JAX with a 1-player advantage.
Good patience here by Sporting JAX, just trying to manipulate the back line.
And now the whistle from Jamie Padilla, and they'll tend to the injured Tampa Bay player.
Hard to see what that was. It didn't seem to be any contact. It looked like it might just be a turned ankle, or not quite sure.
Looking at her right leg.
Good opportunity for a hydration break, even though it may not be as necessary on this beautiful evening.
It seemed to happen kind of behind the play. And Tankersley just went down, and now she's up. Appears that
it's Tankersley,
yeah.
and that's who we were just talking about. I hope I didn't jinx her.
She'll come off to the side, but judging from the body language, it looks like she'll be ready to go back in. This rivalry, if we can call it that, after just 1 game plus 37 minutes, sort of looked at differently from the 2 coaches when we talked to them this week. Stacey Balaam said she really felt that the fans in Tampa Bay were really in it in the first match. There was a sense of anticipation. It was just the 2nd game in Gainbridge Super League play for Sporting JAX at the time. But she said she really felt some intensity in that one. The way the game played out, played into that a bit too. Denise Schulte-Brown said they may have taken Sporting JAX a little lightly in that first match. They weren't really thinking of it as a rivalry game. We'll see how this 2nd chapter evolves that storyline.
Yeah, I think it's whenever you have teams that are geographically in proximity, I think there's always going to be a little bit more on the line.
Of course, the other Florida team, Fort Lauderdale United, Played against Tampa Bay in the championship final last year. So plenty in terms of that rivalry built in the first year of the Gainbridge Super League. Tankersley back on for Tampa Bay.
Glad to see Tankersley back. I think she's a really young, developing talent in this league.
There's Julia Lester out wide for Caroline Murray. Murray comes inside. Now to Puerta. Now Philpotts. Out wide for Daviana Vaca. It'll be a corner for Jacksonville.
I think one of the things we're seeing is every time Murray inverts, it ends up with Kenton out wide. And again, maybe she can make that late run into the box, hit the far post, maybe even the near post, and be somebody that kind of takes people by surprise with her positioning.
Sophia Bowman setting up to take the corner for Sporting JAX. Ashlyn Puerta in a short position. Service in, blocked away. And another corner coming for Jacksonville as Vaca once again caroms one off a Tampa Bay Sun defender. Keep an eye on Georgia Brown once again in the box.
You know, Schneider's done a good job of commanding the area, but it just takes one player to get in front of another and get the nod.
Philpott service in, all the way over everybody, and this one goes for naught.
Was just about to complement the service of the Sporting JAX corners. That one was a bit deep, but certainly the ones prior to that were dangerous balls that Schneider had to deal with.
Jesse Hunt and Meg Hughes both warming up beyond the end line here. At this point, you'd be surprised to see a sub made in the final 5 minutes of the half. Perhaps a halftime substitution or two coming for Sporting JAX. There's Vaca. Back to Philpotts. Sophie Jones. And Tampa Bay comes away with it. Through ball chased down by Zaid. Nobody in front of her. Zaid finally found some disruption. And Sporting JAX will send it the other way.
Now that was a bit of a dangerous counter. I think Sporting JAX got a little lucky there. It was a 3v almost 0 on this right side, but the recovery runs of the Sporting JAX defenders really made an effort to get back and paid off.
Now here's Kenton. Turning on the Jets down the wing. Macello making a long run. The speed there was impressive. And a nice bit of defending that time by Tampa Bay. And a goal kick coming.
Kenton's definitely making her presence known. I mean, she's been on the right side, the left side, out wide, central.
Sophie Jones. Back to Sophie Bowman and now to Lester. Introducing the Sporting Flex Pack. Get your seats for any 4 home matches, all part of the 4-game Sporting Flex Pack, starting at just $60. Call 904-863-KICK or visit sportingjax.com/flex to get your Sporting Flex Pack today. This one right out in front. Saved off by Snyder, and Vaca again creating some opportunities down the left side.
Yeah, that was a dangerous ball in.
Here's Jones. And all the way down to the byline, able to keep it in. Now a one-touch shot by Murray. Murray tracks it down. McNeil tried to bring it away. Kept in by Sporting JAX. Murray again. Swinging one toward the top of the 6-yard box. Now a shot by Bowman. It just went wide. Sophia Bowman shot a low burner. Just got pushed aside, and a corner coming for Jacksonville.
I really think Bowman's been a little bit of a quiet presence during this game. That we haven't called her name much, but she certainly has covered a lot of ground.
She has an unbelievable battery. Seems like she just always goes and goes and goes. She'll go short here to Puerta. Puerta looking 1v1. Back to Bowman. Puerta. He'll come scoop it up at the byline. Send it toward the penalty spot. Georgia Brown was there but couldn't control it. It's sent back to the halfway line where Julia Lester tracks it down. Final minute and a half of regulation time here in the first half. We'll likely have some stoppage time after the injury. And one goal. Throw for Jacksonville.
I think much like Sporting Jax doesn't want to see Nacello running at them, Tampa Bay does not want to see Puerta running at them either. Two really creative players on the field.
Here's Puerta, little slip play to the outside. Tried to send it in for Hennick making a run, but Schneider came off the line to scoop it up. Sporting Jax has had about 67% of possession in this first half, but on the scoreboard, the one goal for Tampa Bay. We're hearing 3 minutes of stoppage time will be added to the end of the half here. Still plenty of time for another goal. Sporting Jax triangulating along the near touch line. Here's Puerta. Played it off the heel of Philpotts. And here's Nacello on the run. Philpotts and Georgia Brown looking to close her down. Nacello plays it off the toe of Brown. It'll be a corner for Tampa. And that was taking advantage of an opportunity there by Sydney Nacello.
Certainly unfortunate for the deflection, but again, Nacello picks it up, starts running at you. When Nacello runs at you with options, that's a dangerous place to be.
It'll be Sabrina McNeil for the corner. Pushed away by the left hand of Caitlin Parks. Paige Kenton to track it down and send it ahead for Sporting Jax.
It's actually a great touch by Parks. That ball was curving in. It was a really, really great service, and Parks handled that very well.
Here's Murray. Chasing it down to the corner. Couldn't get there in time. A throw for Tampa Bay here in stoppage time.
You'd like to see Sporting Jax press out of this again. When you've got to throw in this deep and it's taking this long, gives you an opportunity to really get numbers around the ball and see if you can win off the press and look to attack immediately.
Another Tampa Bay throw coming. The Sun not taking any chances to go too quickly here. They'd be perfectly happy to go into the dressing room up 1-0. Jacksonville trying to get the equalizer here. Lester. Pennick. Cut off by McNeil. It'll be a Sporting Jax throw. Final minute or so of this half. Quick throw in. And spoiled back by Tampa Bay. Philpotts chasing all the way back. They'll play it to the feet of Caitlin Parks. Parks coming forward. Rather, Philpotts. Bowman. Now to Vaca. Another throw for Jacksonville. Oh, beg your pardon. It'll be a throw for Tampa Bay. Here's Bowman. Sophie Jones. Pennick back to the goal. A little bit of a heavy touch there. But Bowman track it down. Well, between Bowman and Nasello, you've got some high speed and constant motion.
No doubt. And I think that was the first bad back-to-goal touch we've seen Pennick take all night.
Bowman along the ground to Kenton. Spoiled away, and that is how the first half comes to an end. 1-0 Tampa Bay on the Sydney Nasello 18th minute goal. Becky Burley, is this what you expected out of this Florida derby?
We knew it was going to be a tight game for sure. I think Nasello's goal was a thing of beauty. Now it's up to Sporting JAX to show their resilience and find a way back.
For just the second time this season, Sporting JAX finds themselves down 1-0 at the end of the first half. This is a team who has been very good about scoring goals in bunches. Last week, on Tuesday, had their first clean sheet. Now they'll have to come from behind. Let's go down the field and hear from Emerson Burris.
Sydney, second goal this season. What's worked for you in the final third to get it in the back of the net?
I think we have really good runs in the box, and we have a lot of numbers penetrating the back line. It makes it hard for the center backs and outside backs and other teams to pick who they're going to jump to, and that gives me more time and space on the ball to find opportunities to shoot.
Tampa has yet to secure a win this season. What needs to happen in the second half to keep this win up?
I think the last 3 games we've seen how well we've played, and now it's just about closing it out. We've been up. We were up against Brooklyn going into halftime, and we didn't quite get the 3 points, so we don't want to leave anything on the table here, and that's just about keeping a clean sheet, winning all our 1v1 opportunities, and being up at the end of the day.
Sydney, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Guys.
Emerson, thank you. 1-0 Tampa Bay at halftime. Sporting JAX looking for their first home victory of the Gainbridge Super League season. Tampa Bay looking for their first win of any kind in the Super League season this year. Which one will come away with it? Second half still to come after our halftime coverage. Straight ahead.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Get double points this fall at Best Western.
At Florida Blue, we're constantly solving to make healthcare better for the people of Florida. And we want you to know how we're solving, with health solutions that make healthcare more affordable and easier to access. Offering plans that fit your needs and budget, making mental health appointments more available, personalizing care to manage chronic conditions, and working with hospitals and doctors to lower costs on your behalf. See health solutions that are making healthcare more affordable. Florida Blue, your health solutions partner.
For more than 150 years, Ascension St. Vincent's has delivered award-winning compassionate care across Northeast Florida, with 4 hospitals, primary care offices, urgent care centers, and freestanding emergency departments throughout the region. From everyday wellness to advanced specialty care, including heart, cancer, orthopedics, brain and spine surgery, and women's health, we're here for you when you need us most. Get the care you count on, close to home. Learn more at ascension.org/St. Vincent's.
At Honda of the Avenues, we do things a little differently. While we may be a high-volume Honda dealership, we always put our customers first, making the car buying experience what it should be: fun, fast, and easy. You'll always find great deals on our huge selection of new Hondas. Plus, when you buy your new Honda from Honda of the Avenues, you get an additional 1-year maintenance. Come see just how different car buying can be at Honda of the Avenues. Stop by or shop from home at Honda of the Avenues.
Sporting JAX here at halftime at Highview Stadium. The USL Super League is introducing a new series called Be Here that dives into the stories and experiences of players around the league. Our first piece profiles Spokane Zephyr midfielder Sophia Braun and her experience in the Argentinian national team. Swinging it in and right out in front. Pennick tried to get.
I was just happy to be out there and kicking a ball around. I'm so grateful for soccer and my experiences there because it's really allowed me to reconnect, I think, with my mom's side of my family, and I've gotten to get to know family that I probably wouldn't have if it weren't for those international experiences. The World Cup was incredible. Like, I don't think there's enough words to describe how amazing it was. It was really special, I think, as well, coming off the men's team winning the World Cup and then kind of getting to see all the support just around the world for Argentina soccer was so special. It's definitely an experience I'll never forget. Scoring a goal was something I'll never forget. The Copa America tournament was really special too. Just being able to represent my country and have my mom in the stands and be able to play in front of all those people and just being able to experience another culture and experience soccer in another culture has been so amazing for my game. I've just learned so much, and I think I'm able to take all those experiences on any team I'm at, and especially here in Spokane, which has been great.
We are a river city, a bold city, the First Coast, a place to create and to belong. Here the sun shines a little brighter, and so do the people. We share a love for our region, a pride for JAX, and a passion for the beautiful game, dedicated to giving everyone a sporting chance. Together, we will elevate soccer and sport in our community by lifting every voice. We are Sporting Club Jacksonville. We are Sporting JAX.
For more than 150 years, Ascension St. Vincent's has delivered award-winning compassionate care across Northeast Florida with 4 hospitals, primary care offices, urgent care centers, and freestanding emergency departments throughout the region. From everyday wellness to advanced specialty care, including heart, cancer, orthopedics, brain and spine surgery, and women's health, we're here for you when you need us most. Get the care you count on, close to home. Learn more at ascension.org/St. Vincent's.
At Florida Blue, we're constantly solving to make healthcare better for the people of Florida. And we want you to know how we're solving with health solutions that make healthcare more affordable and easier to access. Offering plans that fit your needs and budget, making mental health appointments more available, personalizing care to manage chronic conditions, and working with hospitals and doctors to lower costs on your behalf. See health solutions that are making healthcare more affordable. Florida Blue, your health solutions partner.
At Honda of the Avenues, we do things a little differently. While we may be a high-volume Honda dealership, we always put our customers first, making the car buying experience what it should be: fun, fast, and easy. You'll always find great deals on our huge selection of new Hondas. Plus, when you buy your new Honda from Honda of the Avenues, you get an additional 1-year maintenance. Come see just how different car buying can be at Honda of the Avenues. Stop by or shop from home at HondaoftheAvenues.com.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
It's been an epic first half between Sporting JAX and Tampa Bay Sun. A 1-0 lead for Tampa Bay. Let's check out the halftime highlights presented by Honda of the Avenues. And early on, the road team able to show a little presence, but Sporting JAX did have some half chances early on. Paige Kenton sent one in, able to be handled by Sydney Schneider. As you take another look, a little help there by Mackenzie Pluck on the defense. Viviana Vaca making her second start of the season for Sporting JAX. Creating up the left side, but Schneider right there with the hands to make the stop for Tampa Bay Sun. That was early on, and then this long-range chip from Sydney Nacello for the only goal of the half as she sent it over the head of Caitlin Parks. Take another look at it from long range. Parks couldn't quite get the finger on it. Nacello with the goal, her second of the season, to give Tampa Bay the 1-0 lead at halftime. That's the way it looks here at halftime. Sporting JAX trailing Tampa Bay Sun 1-0. Back with more straight ahead from Hodges Stadium right after this.
We are back with a new season. Join us for a full half hour of scores, highlights, and features on Varsity 4 Football.
Fridays at 10:30. Presented by the accident attorneys at Farah and Farah. Caitlin Clark, amazing at assists. Gamebridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, graded assists. Gamebridge, graded assists for your savings.
At Florida Blue, we're constantly solving to make healthcare better for the people of Florida. And we want you to know how we're solving with health solutions that make healthcare more affordable and easier to access. Offering plans that fit your needs and budget, making mental health appointments more available, personalizing care to manage chronic conditions, and working with hospitals and doctors to lower costs on your behalf. See health solutions that are making healthcare more affordable. Florida Blue, your health solutions partner.
For more than 150 years, Ascension St. Vincent's has delivered award-winning compassionate care across Northeast Florida with 4 hospitals, primary care offices, urgent care centers, and freestanding emergency departments throughout the region. From everyday wellness to advanced specialty care, including heart, cancer, orthopedics, brain and spine surgery, and women's health, we're here for you when you need us most. Get the care you count on, close to home. Learn more at ascension.org/St. Vincent's.
At Honda of the Avenues, we do things a little differently. While we may be a high-volume Honda dealership, we always put our customers first, making the car buying experience what it should be: fun, fast, and easy. You'll always find great deals on our huge selection of new Hondas. Plus, when you buy your new Honda from Honda of the Avenues, you get an additional 1-year maintenance. Come see just how different car buying can be at Honda of the Avenues. Stop by or shop from home at HondaoftheAvenues.com.
Our coverage of the Gainbridge Super League is brought to you by Gainbridge, by the University of North Florida, Pepsi, by Visit Jacksonville, by SeatGeek, and Delta Hotels Marriott. Now you see the 11 out there for Sporting JAX, and tucked in to that huddle is Meg Hughes, who has come on as a halftime replacement. Here's Ashlyn Puerta. And we'll see how Hughes is utilized. If she is, as she typically has been this year, she'll be along the left side. And that's where she's heading.
Substitution for Tampa Bay. Entered the game, number 24,
Mackenzie Pluck is out. And Gabby Provenzano is in for Tampa Bay. So those are the changes at halftime. Sporting JAX down 1-0 as we get the second 45 underway. Here's Pennick. A lot of yellow shirts in front of her. Jade Pennick sends it in across. One time and just wide. That's Paige Kenton, who got a foot to it. Great idea there by Pennick creating.
That's a great start for Sporting JAX. Exactly what they needed, being down 1-0.
Here are the halftime stats, and they are brought to you by the University of North Florida's Sports Data Analytics Lab. See possession in favor of Jacksonville, 68%. More shots, but no shots on target for Sporting JAX in that first half. And one of the two Tampa Bay shots on target went in. Long run back. Georgia Brown shields Tankersley from it. And it will be a goal kick for Sporting JAX. So Meg Hughes comes in here at halftime. And Daviana Vaca sits down for Sporting JAX. But Vaca was very effective coming down the left side in that first half.
Actually, I thought Daviana provided more offense than I expected from her. I thought she was going to be more of a defensive replacement, but she did a good job of putting some dangerous balls in the box.
Here's the ball out wide now for Puerta. Now Meg Hughes. Her first touch since coming on. Hughes tried to slide it through for Puerta. Just not on the same page. You can see the idea there by Hughes, who has tremendous speed, one of the fastest players in the league. Given some space to run, watch out.
I think this is a good substitution. Despite Vaca's production, you know, Hughes is a whole different look out there, and I think that's exactly what Sporting JAX needs to get back in this game.
Came into the weekend tied atop the league's assist numbers with 3. She and Sydney Nacello both among those with 3 assists this year. Here's Tankersley. Zaid trying to catch up to it, can't get there. It'll be a goal kick for Sporting JAX. Well, with Hughes coming in, it really is a 1-for-1 positional substitution, but not necessarily in terms of style of play.
Yeah, absolutely not. I think Vaca was in there to help deal with Nacello, to hopefully provide some offense. And for Hughes, I mean, we're straight up looking for offense out of that position change, because I think that's what she can bring, especially in her dribble penetration.
Throw for Tampa Bay now. They're in the early stages of the second half. Tampa Bay looking for the first win of the season after they won the championship last year in the inaugural season of Gamebridge Super League play. They're the only team in the league with a star over the crest. Kenton bringing it wide for Jade Pennick. Tried to get it back into the middle of the field for Puerta. Couldn't quite get there, and now Hughes collides with the goalkeeper Schneider. And look at Hughes making up ground here. Phil Potts, as usual, right in the right spot to intercept that one. When you have a fast player who sat for the first 45, usually you see them stretch out those legs in the opening 5 or 6 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, those fresh legs were on full display for sure. I think the other part of this substitution is just the relationship that they have with the back line, too. And the ability for them to combine together is going to be really important coming down that left side.
Throw in comes to Bowman. Now Puerta. Again sent out by Tampa Bay. It'll be a throw for Jacksonville. Caroline Murray hustling to it. Into Puerta. Now back to Murray. Tampa Bay pressing here on Julia Lester, who handled the pressure well. Now Phil Potts. Grace Phil Potts given some space. Out wide for Hughes. Swings one in right to the near post, and Schneider was there to cover it.
I think what we're already seeing different is the ability for Meg Hughes to stay wide, which gets Kenton back into the box and hopefully more targets for those services that come in.
Jacksonville implementing a high press here. We didn't see much of that in the first half. Here's McNeil battling with Lester. And Lester's going to get booked the first yellow card of the match.
McNeil's got some pace there to hang with Lester. We've seen that pace out of Lester, but McNeil really turned on the jets there, which forced Lester into the foul.
And a little grab of the jersey, which probably brought the card out rather than just a foul.
The referee has issued his yellow card for Tampa Bay. Correction, Sporting JAX.
And the offside flag up on the far side. First offside call we've seen so far in this game. Parks will send it ahead. Pennick got pushed in the back, wanted the call, no whistle. Now Bowman able to come away with it. Pennick now to Puerta. Out wide for Hughes. Tampa Bay throw coming. Puerta and Hughes just not quite on the same page.
What you got to kind of wonder is if Hughes' offensive presence is going to keep Nasello a little bit more defensive-minded, especially with a 1-0 lead by Tampa.
Here's Hughes. Puerta. Back to Hughes. Now Sophie Jones. Pennick. Out wide for Caroline Murray. Murray's offering deflected and sent out for a Jacksonville throw. We've talked about Murray before. She's played all over Northern Europe in her career. Finland, Iceland, Sweden, and Denmark. She started her college career at Ohio State and then finished at New Hampshire. Played pro for 10 years before being able to live what she called her childhood dream and play professionally in her home country here in the United States.
You know, Murray's a veteran on this team for sure.
Here's Phil Potts with a shot right into the breadbasket of Sydney Schneider.
Sid Schneider's really putting together a nice game tonight. I think she's made things look easy that haven't necessarily been so.
Philpott steps in front of this one. Now Meg Hughes. Hughes tried to get it to Pennick. Not cleared out with the first attempt by Tampa Bay. Bowman able to keep it in. Now Georgia Brown runs onto it. Pressed by Ava Tankersley. All the way back to the feet of the goalkeeper, Caitlin Parks. You see that Tankersley has been instructed to really put the pressure on when the ball goes back for Sporting JAX. And this one out wide. A throw coming for Tampa Bay. 1-0 to the Sun on an 18th minute goal by Sydney Nasello. As Tampa Bay, the defending champs, look for their first Gamebridge Super League victory of this 2025-26 season. This one easily scooped up by Parks. Kenton. Now Murray. A lot of company on this side. Tried to send it in. Puerta with her back to the goal. Tried to create something. It'll be a throw for Jacksonville. Once again from right in front of the Tampa Bay technical area.
Sporting JAX has got to be happy with their ability to knock on the door here, but Tampa Bay has also got to be really happy with their defensive presence so far, because all of this possession hasn't really related into a whole bunch of really dangerous chances for Sporting JAX.
Throw into Hughes. There's Meg Hughes. Kenton in the box. Paige Kenton. Ball deflected and held up by the Tampa Bay defense. There's Lester bringing it forward for Sophie Jones. Now out wide for Meg Hughes. Hughes looking to take on a defender. Philpotts. Puerta.
Looks like Tampa Bay's defense has turned a little bit more into a lower block.
Here's Pennick. Now Kenton with two defenders on her. And that one looked like it was headed for the side netting, but knocked down by Sydney Schneider. Stay up to date with the Gamebridge Super League. Sign up for the Super Newsletter. Get news about your favorite team and stories from around the league delivered directly to your inbox weekly. Sign up at GamebridgeSuperLeague.com/newsletter. Now this Florida derby, Chapter 2 for these two sides. They have been tightly contested through the first 90 down in Tampa when Sporting JAX won 3-2 behind a goal from Meg Hughes and two from Ashlyn Puerta. Now here's Hughes sending one into the middle and defended well by Tampa Bay. It'll be a throw coming for Jacksonville. So in the span of a game and nearly an hour, these two sides are level on goals all time. A couple of substitutions coming in for Tampa Bay. Victoria Housen ready to come on for Jilly Shimkin. Shimkin had a relatively quiet evening.
Substitutions for Tampa Bay. Enter the game, number 20, Victoria Housen.
And Jordan Zaid is coming out.
Jillian Shimkin.
And coming on is McKenna Bastilla, an academy player. So here's a young player coming on for Tampa Bay. 17-year-old McKenna Bastilla out of Auburndale High School, making her 5th appearance this season for Tampa Bay. give you more information for those of you who don't know about the Academy program. It's an opportunity for players to maintain their amateur status while still getting a chance to practice and play with the pros. We saw earlier this year Sydney Schmidt playing for Sporting JAX. Schmidt right now is off representing the United States in the U17 World Cup in Morocco. And this is a wonderful opportunity for a young player to get some playing time here. A half hour or more. And a foul called on Sophia Bowman for Sporting JAX.
I mean, the Academy program is such a wonderful illustration of the path to pros. It's just right there for the taking. And we've seen so many young players taking advantage of that in this league.
Taking another look at the foul there a moment ago.
Listro breaking up play. She's somebody that they really count on to be that stopper.
We lose it. Dory, stay alone. Look at the numbers.
Headed. And Murray got a foot to it. Then Sophie Jones. And Sophia Bowman, who had a player on her back. It was Brooke Hendricks who was crawling the back. So Lester will restart it for Sporting JAX. Here's Julia Lester coming forward. Plays it out wide for Paige Kenton. Kenton able to keep it in. And it'll be a throw for Jacksonville as that one couldn't connect with McKenna Bastilla. Let's check in once again with Emerson Burris.
Thanks, Cole. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and for Arkansas midfielder Sophia Bowman, it carries deep personal meaning. Her youth coach back in Minnesota, Ali Zomer, battled breast cancer with an incredible strength and positivity before passing away last July. Even in her final months, Ali organized a mother-daughter soccer clinic, a reflection of her love for the game and the people in it. Bowman says Ali made soccer something she always looked forward to, and tonight she plays in her memory, honoring a mentor who taught her what it means to live fully.
Thank you, Emerson. I don't know anybody who hasn't been touched in some way by breast cancer.
You know, it's just so pervasive. So to have October as Breast Cancer Awareness Month or any type of Cancer Awareness Month is such a blessing for some of these people to play for others.
A substitution coming for Jacksonville now as Caroline Murray will sit down and Katie Sullivan comes on, number 15 for Sporting JAX. And that's why Sporting JAX wearing those pink socks today.
Caroline Murray.
In recognition of breast cancer awareness. This is the only home game in the month of October for Sporting JAX. The next home game won't come until November the 22nd. Here's Lester. Bowman.
Lester's dribble penetration certainly has been an effective weapon so far for Sporting JAX, but it does leave 2v2 at the back, which again, when you're chasing a game, is probably necessary, but a little bit risky.
And Katie Sullivan, just on, has been booked. A yellow card. Take a look here. A hand up in the back of the jersey of Carly Jamona. Second yellow card of the match for Sporting JAX. First one on Katie Sullivan. Sporting JAX, one of the fewest yellow cards in the league this year. Maybe an indication of what Stacey Balin was talking about, wanting to see her team be a little more combative. I'm not sure that last one necessarily jives up with that approach. over the last couple of minutes gotten a little chippier.
Game has certainly lost the rhythm with these abundance of fouls. And Nacello's not somebody you want to foul because she is terrific at drawing those free kicks. And this is one from a pretty dangerous position.
Got Sabrina McNeil over in the area along with Vivian Bissett. Looks like it'll be Bissett to take this one. No danger there. Bissett is one of a number of players who have some deep connections with head coach Denise Schulte-Brown. She played for Schulte-Brown at USF. And like Denise Schulte-Brown, is Canadian. Played on the U20 World Cup Canadian team in 2023. And I asked Denise Schulte-Brown, was it intentional to bring in Canadians and USF players to start the club last year? She said, well, you know, you're always looking for players who you're comfortable with, who you're familiar with. You might hear from somebody, hey, this player is great, but it's a different thing when you know for sure. Here's Lester. Bowman. This one almost intercepted by Nacello. Now to Hughes. Phil Potts making the overlapping run. Instead played to the middle of the park. And over the head of Tankersley all the way back to Caitlin Parks. Bowman coming deep for it. Out wide, Phil Potts. She and Hughes have really developed a good rapport on that far side, and we're just seeing it here in the second half as Hughes has come in as a sub.
Yeah, that's been really evident, and I think that's going to be productive if they keep going towards it.
Here's Katie Sullivan. Former Johns Hopkins star. Pennick, and now the foul called on Pennick as she went for a ball at the same time as the Tampa Bay player. And now Pennick is getting booked. I'm not sure if that's for the challenge or for something she said. She and Sabrina McNeil came together here. Pennick got the ball first and then got a piece of McNeil. So 3 yellow cards here on Sporting JAX.
I'm not sure this is exactly what Stacey Balaam had in mind when she thought of combativeness, but I do think the combativeness in a positive way has been on display for this Sporting JAX team. The last few minutes with the cards, that's been a little bit more difficult because of the rhythm breakup. And to be fair, Sporting JAX has had the possession, so they certainly want to keep that rhythm.
Long ball played ahead, easily handled by Caitlin Parks. Will take it with her feet and then scoop it. There's McNeil. Sophia Bowman. Now to Pennick, who was pulled down. Sporting JAX wanted to go fast. Last game for Tampa Bay against Brooklyn, they were called for 25 fouls. Brooklyn called for 18. Denise Schulte-Brown said it was just hard to play with so many starts and stops. We're starting to get a little sense of that here in the second half.
Yeah, that's a game with no rhythm when you have that many fouls. Hopefully this game does not degenerate into that.
And it's not really the way Sporting JAX prefers to play. This is a team that is among the leaders in the league in goals. Coming into this one, they had scored 14 goals in 7 matches. And they've done it with great efficiency. Only Fort Lauderdale has fewer shots, but Sporting JAX has been able to make the most of them.
We gotta wait till she's all the way out, yeah?
A sub coming on now for Sporting JAX, and it's Bailey DeSmit who will come on for Jade Pennick. Maybe protecting Pennick against a second yellow card here. DeSmit scored a dramatic goal for Sporting JAX in their 3-3 draw in Brooklyn. She scored in the 95th minute, second latest goal in league history, to secure a point for Sporting JAX on the road.
It's great to see a player like Bailey get in this match. I do feel like Pennick did a great job of hold-up play. Not a lot of production came out of that, but if that was something specifically she was working on, certainly could see some improvement there.
Bowman able to wrestle one free. Puerta and DeSmit got tangled up. Now Puerta with it. Ahead for Paige Kenton. Kenton across. Off of Meg Hughes, who I think got a hand on it. It'll be a free kick for Tampa Bay. You have 2 chances every week to get the latest on Sporting JAX. The Coaches Show, Tuesdays at 6 on 1010XL, and the Sporting JAX Soccer Hour, Thursdays at 6 on AM 930 Fox Sports Radio and the iHeart app. Sporting JAX looking for a goal somewhere. They scored just the one against DC Power on Tuesday in a 1-0 victory. And they've been held without a goal here through 70 minutes against Tampa Bay Sun.
Can't count out this Sporting JAX side. They have a flair for the dramatic, and we'll see if they still have that in them tonight.
Hughes on the throw. Into Julia Lester, who couldn't handle it. Now Tankersley tries to turn it the other way. A couple of former SEC stars going at it there. Florida against Arkansas. Here's Bowman playing it out wide for Katie Sullivan. Sullivan had relatives who lived in Amelia Island, so when she got the call from Jacksonville, she was ready to jump right away after a stellar career at Johns Hopkins. Second all-time leading goal scorer and assist creator at that school. And she's beginning to grow into her own here in her rookie campaign. There's Puerta. Another throw coming for Jacksonville. Tampa Bay getting very compact here in the second half defensively. Bowman, a header for Sophie Jones. Sullivan. DeSmit. Heavy touch, but she tracked it back down. Here's Sophie Jones. Hughes, a little 1-2 on that far side with Bowman. Might find Bowman on either side of the field at a given moment.
Bowman covers every blade of grass on this field.
Never seems to tire either. There's Lester. Kick down, they play the advantage. Philpott, service in. Kenton near the penalty spot. Now back out. And collected by Tampa Bay, at least for the moment. Sporting JAX continues to dominate possession in this game. I mentioned they had 68% of the ball in the first half, but couldn't find the goal. Here's Meg Hughes. Nobody home on the spot. Quick throw coming for Jacksonville.
I mean, this is one-way traffic for sure. Sporting JAX really just trying to break down this very, very set Tampa Bay defense. I would love to see the ball get to the feet of Puerta or creative players that even Sophie Jones, who can sort of break down a group with a couple of combination plays here right through the middle.
Another substitution coming for Tampa Bay. This is Emma Gage Ramos, former San Diego State star, on loan to Tampa Bay from Washington Spirit of the NWSL. She has collected an assist this year for the Sun. Here's Hughes coming central. Try to slide it through for Kenton.
Now Nacello going back the other way. Likely or not to see a lot of risky play by Tampa Bay here as they search for their first win this season.
No, they've got 10 behind the ball pretty much at all times here.
Lester plays it wide for Katie Sullivan. Now Kenton looking for some space. Well defended there. You're right, the only player ahead of the ball is McKenna Bastilla, the young academy player. Here's Phil Potts. And sent away once again, a throw for Sporting JAX coming. There's a player down in the box for Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay's back line has done a great job of cutting out crosses and just not letting balls inside those dangerous areas. Sporting JAX probably has to do a little bit more as opposed to just going out wide in order to loosen up this defense right in the middle of the box.
There'll be another break here for a little hydration for both sides as they tend to the injured player. I think that's Carly Jamona.
Looks like Sophie Jones is really giving some tactical information to her team right now, talking about how they're going to break this team down. It's not an easy task. A set defense is probably one of the most difficult things to deal with when you're playing. And you put so much emphasis on the offensive trying to break it down that it does leave you exposed in the back too. So they've got to be really aware. Sporting JAX has got to be really aware of what they're doing for countermeasures. As much possession as Sporting JAX has had, Tampa Bay's happy to trade that for the one goal that they do have.
Jamona comes off, and she'll wait to be sent back in as Sporting JAX looks to trigger it with Meg Hughes. Less than 15 minutes of regulation time remaining as Sporting JAX tries to keep their winning streak, or rather unbeaten streak, alive. Again, it's been 6 weeks since they've tasted defeat. Katie Sullivan on a ball that was deflected and covered well by Schneider. Well, Schneider has played very well in this game for Tampa Bay.
She certainly has. Again, I think she's made the difficult look very easy.
Sophie Jones in midfield. Out wide to Grace Philpotts. Philpotts getting a little grab there from Nacello. Now Philpotts will come forward. Throw coming for Jacksonville. The intensity starting to ratchet up here as Sporting JAX starts to feel the clock. Here's Puerta. Little 1-2 with Bailey DeSmit. And sent out of play by Victoria Hausen. It'll be a throw for Sporting JAX.
I think more of that is what's necessary. Quick little combination play.
Bowman. Played out wide now for Katie Sullivan. Sullivan going 1v1. Nobody making that back post run. Goal kick coming for Tampa Bay. And the clock becoming the ally of the Sun here.
Ally of the Sun and enemy of Sporting JAX.
Here's Phil Potts.
Oh, geez.
Here's a dangerous moment there as Parks just got to it ahead of Bastilla. And now a chance on the counter for Tampa Bay. Here is Bastilla with the offside flag up. That would seem to be about the only thing that would lure Tampa Bay out of this low block, and that is a chance for a quick counter.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where Sporting JAX really has to pay attention, because that is the danger of pushing forward. But you have to do it. You have to do it when you're chasing the game. It's a risk-reward situation.
We near 10 minutes of regulation time to go. We should have some stoppage time as well. Tampa Bay trying to salt this one away. Here's Sophie Jones to Puerta. Sent back out by Tampa Bay's defense. There's a deflection taken by Paige Kenton. Kenton to the byline, and a corner coming for Jacksonville. The way this thing has been going, corner kick might be the best opportunity for Sporting JAX here to draw level.
Yeah, set pieces can make a huge difference here. I have to compliment Kenton's work ethic throughout this whole game. I mean, she has just been everywhere trying to create.
Grace Philpotts to trigger in the corner. Georgia Brown chases after it. It'll be a throw for Sporting JAX. One last sub coming for Tampa Bay. This is Sandrine Gaillard coming in for Sydney Nacello. So Nacello with a lone goal in this matchup. And Gaillard comes in. That's a midfielder with some serious international experience coming on here. Gaillard has missed a couple of games this year, but 43 caps for Switzerland since 2016. The 28-year-old played in the Women's Euros in 2025.
You know, Nacello has had a bit of a quiet rest of the game, but certainly made her presence felt with her goal.
Bastilla fighting for possession. And it will be a free kick for Sporting JAX. And another sub coming this time for Sporting JAX. Andrea Fernandez waiting to come in. She'll replace Sophia Bowman. So a forward in and a midfielder out. And Fernandez, who is a goal scorer at her core, comes in. She scored 75 goals in 78 games at Flagler, where she led Division II in goals as a senior. Scored a goal in a friendly against KC Current 2 earlier this season, but has not scored in Cambridge Super League play as of yet. This one into the box. And now a shot, and there's the equalizer from Sporting JAX.
Set pieces, just like you mentioned.
Paige Kenton in the middle of it, and in the 84th minute, Sporting JAX draws level 1-1 with Tampa Bay. Last game out for Tampa Bay, they gave up a goal in the 80th minute for an equalizer. Take another look here. Beg your pardon, it wasn't Kenton, it was Ashlyn Puerta. Puerta with her 7th goal of the season.
That's a first-time hit, too. Impressive. Great service in by Sophie Jones to give it a chance. Kenton, I think, headed it on, and then the rebound comes out to Puerta, and she buries it.
7th goal of the season. It leads the Gamebridge Super League. Impressive for an 18-year-old. Sporting JAX not done yet. Looking for another one. Here's Kenton. Back to Andrea Fernandez. And this ball pushed over the top. It'll be a corner for Sporting JAX. Well, it's not sure if it's necessarily a talisman situation, but as soon as Fernandez came on the field, the intensity has ratcheted up another step.
Well, certainly that was a great opportunity, and the crowd's into it. Got an exciting environment here to finish up this game.
'85th minute, a corner coming. Corner is presented by Sunbelt Rentals in your corner. Another one on the ground and sprayed just wide as Schneider went diving for it. Another corner coming for Jacksonville.
Will be interesting to see if this game opens up in this last few minutes with it not being a game that they're chasing anymore. It comes level. But we got another set piece right here. An opportunity to see if we can find Georgia Brown or see if Sydney Schneider can come up big again like she has all night.
Here's Fernandez on the corner kick. This one's sent in. Fernandez will chase it down for Sporting JAX. Lester out wide to Puerta. Little 1-2 with Sophie Jones. Ashlyn Puerta. DeSmit. Here's Phil Potts. Meg Hughes. And this one sent away and dragged out by Gaines Ramos. We're talking about goals changing games.
Certainly did this.
Now we'll see if Tampa changes tactics here. Tampa has come away with 3 consecutive draws. They have been looking for their first league win. They were within 7 minutes plus until Ashlyn Puerta volleyed one home.
You can hear the coaches of Sporting JAX calling for the press. They're not satisfied with this 1-1 tie. I think they'd like to get the go-ahead goal even late, and they certainly have been able to do that in some of the matches previously.
Sullivan gets it into Fernandez. Georgia Brown gets ahead to it. Now they try to chip it over the top. Lester is there defending. Jamona in the area. Now here's the youngster Bastilla. And Phil Potts will bring it out. Is there enough time for some more drama in this one? Puerta. Here's Ashlyn Puerta down the middle of the park. Laying it off for Katie Sullivan. Nobody home on that cross. Now McNeil will try to turn it away for Tampa Bay. A throw-in coming for Sporting JAX. As we near the final 2 minutes of regulation time.
Number 12. Congratulations.
Another throw for Sporting JAX, who continues to dominate possession in this game. They're at 71% unofficially right now in terms of domination of possession.
That's actually a pretty incredible stat. You don't see that very often. I think Sporting JAX has got to be a little careful here, though, because in their zest to get this second goal, they're leaving themselves a little bit exposed in the back.
Andrea Fernandez wins a throw.
In quickly to Paige Kenton. Kenton to the byline. This one spins out. It'll be a corner kick for Jacksonville. Grace Philpotts coming over for this one. Again, keep an eye on Georgia Brown, number 5. Right now she's hanging around near the penalty spot. Philpotts, little flick on header by Sophie Jones. Fernandez got a boot to it, but didn't get a lot of it. And look at the hustle of Lester. Boy, she played a big game today. Georgia Brown back to get this one. As we near the end of regulation time, there will be 4 minutes of stoppage time added to this one. And a giveaway. Tampa. Listro coming back. Played out wide now. Georgia Brown there to defend for Sporting JAX. And a foul called on Jacksonville, and the crowd and the players in blue don't like it one bit.
And this is going to be a really dangerous free kick.
That's Provenzano. And I believe it was Andrea Fernandez here. And Fernandez looked like she had position, and Provenzano came through her. But it'll be a free kick for Tampa Bay. Vivian Bissett to take it. Three-player wall being set up right now by Caitlin Parks. Bissett sends it along the ground, tried to redirect it, but Parks read it the whole way.
That was actually a really dangerous free kick because Sporting JAX got pushed deep into the box before the kick was even taken, which allowed some players to really have a good opportunity to redirect.
Back to Caitlin Parks. Second ball won by Katie Sullivan, but it's out, and they say a throw for Tampa Bay. McNeil for the throw for Tampa Bay.
This game has definitely opened up, and it's really hard when you've been chasing a game for so long. I mean, it was the 18th minute when the first goal was scored, to be able to switch back to a little bit more of a neutral situation.
Mona. Check there by Sophie Jones, and now an opportunity for Sporting JAX. Puerta never got her foot back to it. Tried to play it through. Lester back to get it for Sporting JAX. Gaillard. Out wide now, and the offside flag up on the far side. We're 3 minutes into what we anticipate is 4 minutes of stoppage time. Chance for another charge for Sporting JAX. Maybe not much more than that. This one never given a chance. Tampa Bay now will have a chance here in the final seconds of the match. Jamona headed away by Lester. Georgia Brown the header. Puerta fighting for it. Hughes comes away with it. Meg Hughes in the dying seconds.
Hughes carrying this one forward. Into the box. Blocked away. Jacksonville calling for a handball. It's not coming.
Wow, what an opportunity in the dying moments of this one.
And that's the way it ends. Sporting Jacks wanted the handball. The whistle didn't come. And this one ends in a 1-1 draw. Sporting Jacks continues their unbeaten streak. Tampa Bay continues to search for the first victory of the season. Sporting Jacks still waiting for that first home win in Gamebridge Super League play. Let's take a look at our save of the game, as this one delivered by Aviana Vaca, saving this charge in the first half for Sporting Jacks. Save of the game presented by Pepsi. Our player of the match for Jacksonville's got to be Ashlyn Puerta, our Visit Jacksonville player of the game, her 7th goal to lead the league, and it salvages a point here at home. Now 3-2, Jacksonville wins it in Tampa, and then here in Jacksonville on the return trip, a 1-1 draw. It is the opening salvo of what's going to be a very interesting Florida rivalry. The other leg of the Florida rivalry for Jacksonville comes up on November the 22nd at 7:30 here at Hodges Stadium as Fort Lauderdale United comes to town. Post-game coverage straight ahead after a 1-1 draw between Sporting Jacks and Tampa Bay Sun here in Jacksonville.
For more than 150 years, Ascension St. Vincent's has delivered award-winning compassionate care across Northeast Florida with 4 hospitals, primary care offices, urgent care centers, and freestanding emergency departments throughout the region. From everyday wellness to advanced specialty care, including heart, cancer, orthopedics, brain and spine surgery, and women's health, we're here for you when you need us most. Get the care you count on, close to home. Learn more at ascension.org/St. Vincent's.
At Honda of the Avenues, we do things a little differently. While we may be a high-volume Honda dealership, we always put our customers first, making the car buying experience what it should be: fun, fast, and easy. You'll always find great deals on our huge selection of new Hondas. Plus, when you buy your new Honda from Honda of the Avenues, you get an additional 1-year maintenance. Come see just how different car buying can be at Honda of the Avenues. Stop by or shop from home at HondaoftheAvenues.com.
At Florida Blue, we're constantly solving to make healthcare better for the people of Florida. And we want you to know how we're solving, with health solutions that make healthcare more affordable and easier to access. Offering plans that fit your needs and budget, making mental health appointments more available, personalizing care to manage chronic conditions, and working with hospitals and doctors to lower costs on your behalf. See health solutions that are making healthcare more affordable. Florida Blue, your health solutions partner.
Caitlin Clark, amazing at assists. Gamebridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, graded assists. Gamebridge, graded assists for your savings.
We are back with a new season. Join us for a full half hour of scores, highlights, and features on Varsity for Football.
Fridays at 10:30. Presented by the accident attorneys at Farah and Farah.
Draw here in Jacksonville between Sporting Jacks and Tampa Bay Sun. A point for each. 4 straight draws for Tampa Bay, Becky Burley, as they continue to search for their first victory of the Gamebridge Super League season. But for Sporting Jacks, the beat goes on. They continue to be unbeaten for more than 6 weeks now. Let's go down to the field. Emerson Burris standing by with the goal scorer, Ashlyn Puerta.
Ashlyn, Long week for this team, and this team continues to make things interesting at the end of the game. You had one tonight. What worked for the team to keep Tampa to a tie?
I think we really dominated in the last 60 minutes of the game. I think it took us a little while to get into it, but once we got into it, we were finding passes, playing to feet, playing around them, and we had a lot of opportunities. We just lacked the final pass, but we were really dominating.
You're 18 years old, leading goal scorer in the league. How do you get it done every week?
I feel like I say this every time, but honestly, all glory to God, all thanks to God. I couldn't do this without him. Same thing with my teammates. We have a really great team and a really great group of girls, and I couldn't be more thankful. The coaches, too, they give me so much freedom to do what I love, play with freedom, so I really appreciate that as well.
You have an off weekend next weekend, and then you head to Lexington. What needs to happen in training to hopefully get that win on the road?
I think we've proved that we can be defensively solid these past 2 games, so I think we need to continue to do that, but we've only scored 1 goal in the last 2 games, or 2 goals in the last 2 games. So I think we need to work on finishing and creating opportunities in the final third.
Ashlyn, thanks for the time.
Thank you very much,
guys.
All right, thank you, Emerson. And Ashlyn Puerta will be heading to U.S. U20 camp here after this game. Well, this one early on, we saw a pretty combative side for Sporting JAX for the first time, but it was a very opportunistic sitting to Cello here, who got Tampa Bay on the board first. This was a tough one for Caitlin Parks to handle, Becky Burley.
Absolutely. I mean, it was a turnover, which she was up with her team trying to stay connected. Turnover happens. She gets caught a little out of position.
Then late in the contest, it was this one pinged around until Ashlyn Puerta stepped into it. And, boy, this young star just continues to rise in the Gainbridge Super League.
I mean, just the ability to be in the right place at the right time. There's a skill to that, and she certainly has it.
And that is how it ended, a 1-1 draw. Sporting JAX now 3 wins, 2 losses, and 3 draws on the year. As you take a look at the stats presented by UNF Sports Data Analytics Lab, the shots for Sporting JAX certainly dominant. Shots on target pretty close in this one. But look at the possession in this game. 72%. You don't see that very often.
That's an outrageous stat right there, and partially because Tampa Bay was playing a really low block, particularly in the second half. I think what Stacey Balaam will want to have back is the ability to get a little bit more production out of a 72% possession.
No doubt about it. This is, again, just the early goings of this rivalry. We're just a little more than a quarter through the Gainbridge Super League season. Sporting JAX now with 15 points on the season, Tampa Bay with 5, as we look for more from both of these teams in the future. For more coverage, stick around here in Jacksonville on Channel 4 for post-game coverage.
Not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.
At Honda of the Avenues, we do things a little differently. While we may be a high-volume Honda dealership, we always put our customers first, making the car buying experience what it should be: fun, fast, and easy. You'll always find great deals on our huge selection of new Hondas. Plus, when you buy your new Honda from Honda of the Avenues, you get an additional 1-year maintenance. Come see just how different car buying can be at Honda of the Avenues. Stop by or shop from home at HondaoftheAvenues.com.
For more than 150 years, Ascension St. Vincent's has delivered award-winning compassionate care across Northeast Florida, with 4 hospitals, primary care offices, urgent care centers, and freestanding emergency departments throughout the region. From everyday wellness to advanced specialty care, including heart, cancer, orthopedics, brain and spine surgery, and women's health, we're here for you when you need us most. Get the care you count on, close to home. Learn more at ascension.org/St. Vincent's.
Greetings from Jacksonville, the flip side of Florida. Here, you'll find flip-flops and cowboy boots, sushi and soul food, surfers and skaters, Mozart and monster trucks, beachgoers and townies, Find art galleries and city murals in the neighborhoods and historic districts. Spend the day on the river or at the beach, in the park or on the trail, at the game or on the green. On the flip side, anything is possible, except running out of things to do. Learn more at visitjacksonville.com.
We are back with a new season. Join us for a full half hour of scores, highlights, and features on Varsity for Football.
Fridays at 10:30. Presented by the accident attorneys at Farah and Farah.
A 1-1 draw against against Tampa Bay Sun. Part of the rivalry in the state of Florida. As you look at Bailey DeSmith signing some autographs. Let's hear from the captain. Sophie Jones is standing by with Emerson Burks.
Sophie, this team continues to make things interesting. We seem to always get it in the last moments of the game. What worked for the team tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think other than the first 15 minutes, from then on, we were really just super attacking minded. And we talked in the huddle, I think that was one of our best performances, even though the end result wasn't what we wanted.
Off weekend next weekend, and then you head to Lexington. What needs to happen during the time off preparing for Lexington to hopefully get a win on the road?
Yeah, I think we're just going to be doing finishing drills, all crossing and finishing. But I think we just build on it. We haven't lost in a while, and I think that gives us confidence. And everyone's playing super well right now, so we're just waiting for it all to come together.
Sophie, thanks for the time.
Thanks, Emerson. Appreciate it.
Guys.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Well, a couple of players will be heading off to international opportunities up next for Sporting JAX. We'll see Ashlyn Puerta. You see Georgia Brown there on the left. Georgia will be going to represent Scotland in the senior national team for the first time. We mentioned Ashlyn Puerta, who we heard from a little bit earlier, will be heading off for the U20 U.S. Youth National Team camp. The timing of the schedule really breaks out well because neither one of those players are expected to miss any games because of the off week next week for Sporting JAX. But there's certainly, as you heard Sophie Jones say, Becky, plenty of opportunities for this team to continue to improve. So let's hear what the head coach, Stacey Balaam, has to say. She's standing by now with Emerson.
Coach, you found a way to get a tie. We haven't lost in a while. What does this say about this team after a long week? DC Power, now we're here.
Definitely been a tough week. Obviously had to travel on the front end, different type of game, sitting in, defending for a good portion of that game. And then we were asked different questions today to try and flip the switch. We had more of the ball, tried to create opportunities that we were a bit wasteful, obviously in the final third. So all in all, I think that, credit to them to showing the character to come back and equalise and at least get the point.
Sophie just told me in training there needs to be lots of crossing and finishing drills going into the off week and then headed into Lexington. From a coach's perspective, what needs to change ahead of that game?
Yeah, it sounds like she's already read my notebook. We need to obviously get back into the attacking mindset and do a lot of repetition in the final third for moments like this. I mean, we want to be clinical. We want to see out games. We had endless amount of chances to do that today, and like I said, we're a little bit inefficient and wasteful with it. So that's areas of improvement for next week's training.
Coach, thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Guys.
All right, Emerson, thank you so much. Well, speaking of Georgia Brown, there she is. Let's learn a little bit more about the English-born center back for Sporting JAX.
Yesterday, actually, the head coach called me and she told me it was good news that I was coming to camp, and honestly, I've been smiling ever since.
It's been a whirlwind week for one of Sporting JAX's first ever signees. Brown has been a key part of the club's defense, and this call-up is the next step in her growing international career.
It still hasn't quite settled in, but I'm really looking forward to it.
Brown's soccer story started back in Highworth, England, where she grew up surrounded by the game.
So my dad was like a semi-professional goalkeeper back in England, and my brother was in a pro academy. And I honestly just got dragged to all of his practices, and eventually I just decided, what's the point in sitting on the side watching when you can start playing?
Ask anyone around the club and they'll tell you, Georgia brings just as much energy off the field as she does on it. Confident, competitive, and never takes herself too seriously.
I'm unserious. People call me the most unserious, serious person they know.
That fun, easygoing side shows up off the pitch too, especially when she's at the piano, exploring another creative outlet away from soccer.
But I love music, so then I've learned the piano as well, or learning, yeah.
It's a side of her that shows the balance she's found between competition and creativity, focus, and fun.
It's my first year in the pro level, so I think there's so much to learn, and I think even in the first few games, or 6 games I think we've played so far, that I think I've learned a lot, and I think I can continue to grow in that aspect.
Now that's Georgia Brown, who was one of the first players signed by Sporting JAX. She and Ashlyn Puerta were the first two. Becky Burley, I'd say the early signings have paid off for Sporting JAX.
100%. They've been such impact players for this team in the first year and in their first years as professionals. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, you've got 7 goals out of Ashlyn Puerta. You've got that solid defending at the center back position for Georgia Brown. Both, as we mentioned, will be going off for international duty here over the next week plus. When they come back, what can you expect from these 2 young players?
Anytime you're getting that kind of experience against that level players, it's just a plus. And I think there's a great opportunity for them to not miss any games with Sporting JAX, but come back with that experience.
Yeah, they'll be for Georgia. She'll be flying directly back into Lexington on Halloween for that next home match for Sporting JAX. So interesting to see how it will all play out. Let's take a look at some scores from around the Gainbridge Super League here this weekend, and you see the Tuesday game for Sporting JAX with a 1-0 victory over DC Power. Earlier tonight, Carolina sent a 2-1 victory over Brooklyn FC, going to Brooklyn and winning. Never an easy task there. And on Thursday night, what a performance by Lexington. 5 goals. And that was a matchup of teams that had not lost coming into this one. And Lexington emerges as the only unbeaten team left in the Gainbridge Super League here this season. Tomorrow, it'll be Spokane traveling to the nation's capital to take on DC Power. As we mentioned, Becky, we're a little bit more than a quarter of the way through the season, and we've seen some big jumps from teams last year making improvements, and, of course, Sporting JAX, a new team this year. This league is tough week to week. There are no easy outs.
Well, that's what I think is so special about this league is every day you have to show up. I mean, to see a 5-1 result between Lexington and Fort Lauderdale is an anomaly. You just don't see that. It seems like every night somebody can beat someone else.
And it has certainly been the case for sure. Let's look ahead for Sporting JAX. We mentioned off week coming up. Then they're on the road at Lexington next week from Friday on October 31st on a Halloween trip to Kentucky. Then at Dallas Trinity, a team that beat them 1-0 earlier. Next home match will be at home against Fort Lauderdale United. Then you see the rematch. The first half of the season really finishes with predominantly games against Florida teams. How does this schedule lay out for Sporting JAX in your mind?
I think it gets really interesting when you start seeing teams that you've played already, and especially when you've seen them multiple times. It's a familiarity that really helps the rivalries, but it also makes it very interesting because it gets more and more difficult to understand a team and what you can do to break them down when you've seen them more than once.
It is going to be interesting at the end of the year, end of this calendar year. Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, and then the one you don't see there, Tampa. So there'll be a lot of that Florida derby that'll be settled by the time Christmas rolls around and the midseason break. We also saw last year teams make a big change in terms of their personalities based on some moves that happened between the first half and second half of the season when the league takes some time off. If you're Sporting JAX, what are you looking for right now? What do you need to find along the way?
Well, I think what Sporting JAX is doing a really good job of is they're finding their offensive identity, which is hard to do when you're a startup team. They've got their defensive identity really in progress. When they put those two things together, I think this is going to be a very, very difficult team to beat.
Now they've got some leadership in the likes of Sophie Jones and Sporting JAX. Let's take a look at the live standings now in the Gainbridge Super League. Sporting JAX gets the point, goes from 11 to 12 points on the campaign. The top 4 teams in the standings will make the postseason. We have a long way to go. That won't come until the end of May, early June here this year. But look at this. Lexington, a team that was on the bottom of the table last year, is now on the top of the table. You've got Tampa Bay Sun, the defending champions, on the bottom of the table. Fort Lauderdale still up there as they were last year. Spokane just missed the playoffs a season ago. And an expansion team. Those are your top 4 teams this year. It really tells you how narrow the margins are here in the Gainbridge Super League.
The margins are so narrow, but I have to say, to have Sporting JAX, a team that didn't even exist a year ago, to be above that playoff line at the moment. And like you said, it's a long way off, but it's an impressive start for this group.
Again, this is a team that has not lost a match since September the 6th now. So they'll go from September to the 6th at least until Halloween without tasting defeat. Just having that taste of not conceding, of not giving up, of scoring late goals as we've seen. Building that culture on the pitch has been pretty impressive for the Sporting JAX team here in their first year.
Well, I think one of the things you're hearing and seeing, even in tonight's interviews, is that the fact that the coaching staff is giving this team freedom. They're giving them the ability to play free and allow them to express what they really bring. And that's something, as a player, you just love that. You have to have that if you're going to be finding your passion and finding your ability to play at your highest level.
And they've done it with such a melding of veteran players and young players. There's Grace Philpotts, who played half a season last year for Brooklyn. She's brought some of that experience here to Jacksonville and has been a major contributor, as so many have been. We'll take time out, back with more from Hodges Stadium after a 1-1 draw between Sporting JAX and the Tampa Bay Sun.
At Honda of the Avenues, we do things a little differently. While we may be a high-volume Honda dealership, we always put our customers first, making the car buying experience what it should be: fun, fast, and easy. You'll always find great deals on our huge selection of new Hondas. Plus, when you buy your new Honda from Honda of the Avenues, you get an additional 1-year maintenance. Come see just how different car buying can be at Honda of the Avenues. Stop by or shop from home at HondaoftheAvenues.com.
For more than 150 years, Ascension St. Vincent's has delivered award-winning compassionate care across Northeast Florida, with 4 hospitals, primary care offices, urgent care centers, and freestanding emergency departments throughout the region. From everyday wellness to advanced specialty care, including heart, cancer, orthopedics, brain and spine surgery, and women's health, we're here for you when you need us most. Get the care you count on, close to home. Learn more at ascension.org/St. Vincent's.
Greetings from Jacksonville, the flip side of Florida. Here, you'll find flip-flops and cowboy boots, sushi and soul food, surfers and skaters, Mozart and monster trucks, beachgoers and townies. Find art galleries and city murals, cozy neighborhoods, and historic districts. Spend the day on the river or at the beach, in the park or on the trail, at the game or on the green. On the flip side, anything is possible, except running out of things to do. Learn more at visitjacksonville.com.
What that really means. Let's start the show with a charge. We just letting you know it's all or nothing.
We are back with a new season. Join us for a full half hour of scores, highlights, and features on Varsity for Football.
Fridays at 10:30. Presented by the accident attorneys at Farah and Farah.
Welcome back to Hodges Stadium. Conversation still continuing after the game between Sophie Jones and Sydney Schneider, the goalkeeper for Tampa Bay. A couple of good pros going over this one after the 1-1 draw. Along with Becky Burley, I'm Cole Pepper. Well, we have seen this Sporting JAX team on a number of occasions salvage points, salvage a result of some kind late in the game. Against Brooklyn a couple of weeks ago, it was Bailey DeSmit scoring in the 95th minute. Here, it was the 86th minute for Ashlyn Puerta to get the equalizer. We're really seeing something develop with this young team.
Absolutely. The resilience that this team is showing, especially at this young stage of this team's development, is really impressive.
One of the things that Stacey Balaam wanted to see in this game was more combativeness. Did you see some of that?
I absolutely think they showed that. I thought that was a very good game for them to be able to. They had so much of the offensive play in the second half, but in order to get that offensive play, they had to win the ball back, and I think that's where we saw it.
Again, we saw so much possession for Sporting JAX, but it took a while before the goal came up. Let's take a look at the goals from tonight's contest. First, it was Sydney Nacello, and we've seen this a few times, a giveaway for Sporting JAX, and Nacello looked up, saw Caitlin Parks off her line, and put it in a perfect spot for Tampa Bay.
Not an easy shot to execute. She certainly did that to perfection. I think that's a difficult goal to give up, but you just have to give credit to Tampa Bay for that one.
And then Sporting JAX in the closing minutes of regulation time on a ball that was pinged around, came back out, and as she has been so many times, Ashlyn Puerta just in the right place at the right time to put this one away.
Set pieces, man, they are something that every team needs to rely on, and for us to get a goal on this, it's a really impressive thing this late in the match.
And, of course, Sporting JAX tried to get another one. Short celebration there. You see Andrea Fernandez say, hey, let's go. Let's get it started again. This is a team that certainly has found a flair for the dramatic, and that's one of the reasons why they've continued to be able to ward off defeat all season long here. And, again, you go back to September for the last time this team lost. If you had that conversation when the year started, when the campaign began, you think back to some of the challenges that Sporting JAX had. Preseason matches rained out or a team had to cancel, in one case with Wrexham. They didn't get a chance to play a pro team in the preseason. They've sort of had to learn on the run. They're building the plane as they're flying it, as the old saying goes. And there's a lot of reason for optimism with this club right now.
I think there's been such optimism around this group, and I think there's also been such belief. And I think it's whether it's belief in the players themselves, belief in the coaches, in the players. You just feel that with this group that they're never out of it.
Well, we've certainly seen that. And when you have a goal scorer like Ashlyn Puerta, wow, what can you say about an 18-year-old who leads the league in goals scored right now? 7 goals scored, including the equalizer here tonight. What a special player she is.
She is. You know, her ability to feel pressure, her ability to make some of the most passes that are not the most obvious passes, but just really catch the defense sleeping. This is a player who's developing right in front of our own eyes.
Yeah, she sees the game so well, and as you heard in the post-game interview, so humble. She has the right approach. She's not on social media. How many 18-year-olds do you know who aren't on social media? Well, that's what Ashlyn Puerta is all about.
I think that just shows her dedication to her craft. I mean, she is focused on one thing, and that's becoming a better and better player.
And she continues to improve and score goals and make an impact on things. In her rookie campaign, she played 1 season in college with Florida State and then came to Sporting JAX as a pro, and boy, has it been paying off for her. Let's take a look at the final stats one final time. Again, you see the shots, a lot of shots for Sporting JAX, but only 2 on target. One of them, they made it count. But I can't remember the last time I've seen a 72% possession game. We know this is a possession-oriented team, but boy, did they dominate possession today. They had a lot of hard work trying to break down that mid-block and then that low block from Tampa Bay.
No doubt. And I think Stacey Balaam said it. Maybe they were a little bit wasteful in some of that possession, but that's something that's easily correctable. I think it's pretty difficult to get to those kind of possession numbers.
We also saw a number of corner kick opportunities for Sporting JAX. They'll want to be better on those opportunities. But again, these are kind of high-class problems when you're still getting results. You'd love 3 points at home, but to rescue a game late like they did, boy, a lot to build on and some time to improve as they, again, have that week off before heading to Lexington to take on Lexington SC.
Yeah, still the elusive home win. That's going to come. I just feel that's coming based on the results that Sporting JAX is getting. But I think the fact that this team seems to build every week on some part of the game, I think it's just the puzzle pieces are coming together.
When you think back to when this whole thing started and Mark Warburton was named as the head of soccer, and then Stacey Balaam named as the head coach, and then Georgia Brown and Ashlyn Puerta named as the first players, and all these other players started getting added in. This is a group that had never played together before. A couple of these players knew each other, but for the most part, this is a group that is learning as the season has gone on. Now, 8 matches in, we've seen some very positive things here for Sporting JAX, and we look forward to good things here as the season plays out. Becky, thanks so much. Always great to be with you here in the broadcast booth.
Thanks.
That's Becky Burley, and thanks to you for watching Sporting JAX and Tampa Bay Sun. A 1-1 draw tonight in the second meeting in the rivalry. Sporting JAX with a win and a draw against their cross-state rivals. Again, next home match comes up on November the 22nd against the other in-state rival when Fort Lauderdale United comes to town. For our entire crew here at Hodges Stadium, thanks for watching Sporting JAX Soccer in the Gainbridge Super League. We'll talk to you next time.